guys doing? We're Jake and Becky here with White House on the Hill, and we are spending some time with the Fundamental Home, and we got to know them at the Homesteaders of America conference, Amanda anyways, and we just want to introduce you to Rick and Amanda and get to know them a little better, introduce you to their content, their channel, their Facebook groups, and then just spend some time with them and get to know some new friends a little better. How are you guys doing?
Hey Jake, hey Becky, we're doing really good. I'm Amanda.
I'm Rick.
And we're from the Fundamental Home.
Yeah, we didn't practice.
For our viewers that haven't seen you or your content, like you guys have been on an episode of Justin Rhodes, and we went back and watched that episode, and we're like, we remember seeing them on there, and we had no idea that you guys had a channel back then. So we watched your son turn the compost on there. That was good fun. What do you guys do on your channel, The Fundamental Home?
Well, first thing I'll say, I totally YouTube failed because we went to Justin Rhodes' house and I filmed nothing because I was so in awe of Justin Rhodes and like what was going on there. I was just like, and I totally filmed nothing. Same fail that I did at the Homesteaders of America conference where I met you guys. So my apologies.
Nobody knew who we were, so it's okay.
Our channel is Fundamental Home.
Right.
And what do we talk about? I think the tagline is faith, family, food, and frugality. And I think that pretty much covers everything that we do there. Rick is the fun of the channel. He pops in here and there.
Yeah, I fill in the gaps.
Yeah, he's dad, I'm mom, we have 3 kids. They're 20 and 18-year-old boys, and my daughter is 14. And we pretty much just show what our family does, which that's where all those other things come in. That's us sharing our family. So that's what our channel is.
Promotion of the family.
A lot of food.
Yeah.
A lot of food.
A lot of food. You guys cover finances and...
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I think the idea of fundamental is just like the essentials, so it's the essentials of a home.
Yeah. All the basics, building a foundation.
Basics, that's good.
Where did you get the idea for the channel, and then starting to be frugal with your finances? Where did that all come to place? Like the channel itself, and then also where did you start with finances? How did you get a budget and start down that path?
Well, the budget came way before the channel.
Yeah.
The budget was, years ago, and you guys I'm sure understand, growing up we had young kids and tight budget, because especially when I decided to be, well, I think it was the joint decision, but we decided that I was going to be a stay-at-home mom and I was going to homeschool the kids. Yeah. And
changed everything.
Yeah, the budget got super tight. So we had to make do with what we had. So that's the budget part. The YouTube channel part was his idea. He had this big idea that we were going to do this YouTube channel and it was going to be us hanging out as a family, and I was like, let's go!
Yeah, I discovered YouTube and I started watching it and I said, that's the future. So, and I talked her into it.
He did.
And then I kind of backed up and
then he backed off. So,
but I keep putting my toe in the water. I keep coming back and saying I'm still here.
I think we originally had the idea, like you guys, I've really wanted a homestead for a long time, and I thought if I put it out there and I do a YouTube channel, then I'll force myself, I'll be accountable, and I'll have all this stuff happening. And what happened was I really just exposed that we're totally not at that level yet. And so we just started to share the things that we do actually know and we are actually good at.
Be ourselves.
Exactly. And that opened up a whole new world. But we're still hoping to hit that homestead thing at some point, which we're just not there yet.
So you were talking about your dream being to have a farm, to have a homestead. Do you have a timeline or a goal for when you guys would achieve that?
We were talking about this yesterday. We were deciding on a number. And we're really thinking 5 years, because my oldest son has already graduated from college. He's the 20-year-old. He got his bachelor's degree when he was 19. Ricky is finishing his associate's degree this year. He's 18, so he's got a couple more years of college. And then all of our kids, because we homeschool, we graduate them at 16. So Brianna's got about a year and a half left. So we think in about 5 years, Brianna will be done. And that's all my attention right now, is between the YouTube channel and the blog and everything that we do, and then the kids. And that's pretty much all I have time for. And a homestead is such a big commitment. Now we do want to do some little things, like we've talked about adding chickens next year. So we're doing it little by little, trying to just gradually get to the point where we could handle a big homestead. But I think 5 years is about the timeline for actually being able to focus on that.
One of your big things is grocery hauls, being on a budget with the hauls. So we are curious, and it's given us some ideas because we've just dipped our toe into starting a garden. We're wondering if you've ever had a garden and how that would affect or help the budget if you guys had a garden. I know you talked at the Homesteaders Conference, you talked about that you kill everything, so I get that.
Well, it's not entirely my fault.
So what's your view on having a garden, and how would that help your budget as far as groceries, things you buy versus things you grow?
We very much want to have a garden. Let's see, one year I think we tried doing it in pots. That was the quickie way. And it kind of got us excited about really doing it for real. And we came very close this year.
What does close to a garden mean?
It means we prepared the ground. The ground was ready. Just nothing actually was planted into the ground.
Nothing happened.
And what we got was we got a lovely lawn that grew.
Yeah, well, see, what happened was when we've been in this house for 3 years, and the first year we moved in, I got super excited and I planted a ton of things. Like, things got in the ground. It was amazing. Like, I had them in the pots.
True.
I put them in the ground, and they all died. And what I didn't realize at the time is that you have to, like, improve the ground. Because we're on a hillside in North Carolina, it's all clay. And I honestly did not know that I grew up in a suburb, and I just knew absolutely nothing about gardening. I thought you put it in the ground and it grows. No. So the next year we tried to improve the ground, and I think we grew some plants, but I got pneumonia.
Right.
I got pneumonia right at planting time, and then I had an allergic reaction to the medication, and I was down for the count for the spring. And Rick said and I was really stressed about it, and he was like, just put it aside this year. We're not doing it this year.
So maybe next year.
And then this year, we did prepare the ground.
Yeah.
We were ready to do it, and then it just didn't happen. So.
Another fail. But we're getting closer and closer. You know, my dad and mom, they always had a garden. So growing up, every summer we had a garden. So we ate fresh during the summer. And then during the winter, they had things that they froze and stuff. So, every time we had dinner, usually there was something from that garden going on the dinner table. So I'm all for a garden. In fact, it's something that I really kind of long for.
I think the key is going to be Rick handling it. Because the problem is that I am so busy with all the different things that when Rick is handling it, we've had this conversation. This isn't a new one. When he actually jumps on board and starts to handle the garden thing, I already can things and freeze things, and I'm prepared to do my food in-house part, and I'm also prepared to help with the garden.
If I do it, it's going to be like OCD. I'm going to stress you out.
No doubt.
It'll be good for the Instagram.
No doubt.
Get in the shot.
But it'll be okay. So I think that'll be the key. That'll be the key to get that done. But we think it'll definitely help the grocery budget. We're all for it.
Yeah.
We have our Frugal Family Food Facebook group, and Tangi is my good friend. She's from Freedom Homestead. And Tangi and Jack, they have a big garden, so I leave all the discussion of gardening things to Tangi because they actually know what they're doing. But it's part of our Frugal Family Food thing where we try to encourage people to grow gardens to help save on their grocery budget.
But a lot of my friends, a lot of our family all have a garden, and they talk about it all summer long, and we want to get on board eventually.
We're going to get there.
We're going to join up.
How many chickens would you like to start with?
I figured this out this week because my friend, one of my moderators on the Frugal Family Food group, she has chickens, and she was telling me she has 6 chickens, so she gets 6 eggs every day, and she was telling me about it, and I realized there's times of the year when it's slower, but right now she was showing me her refrigerator, and it's packed, and I was like, I think 4 would be a good start. Like 4 would be a great start just for egg-laying chickens. And then I want to do like the Justin Rhodes thing where he does those Cornish cross, like 50 Cornish cross, and you have them for like 6 to 8 weeks or whatever it is, and then you just do a cull of that, and then you fill your freezer like that. I would like to do that. 4 regular. I mean, you'd have to have like 6 just to make sure because predators and things, but 4 is a solid number.
6 is a great number. We know all about that. That's our intro videos. It all started with 6 chickens.
Oh, I know. But what, once she gets, it's like we started with 1 cat, now we got 12. So it's like anything else.
So do you think you could butcher your own chickens for meat?
Yeah, I've butchered chickens before. I have a lot of friends around here who are farmers, and I think I have pictures of the boys on Facebook that the boys helped. Brianna's not into helping. He's not into helping, but
first, I've just never have. My parents. My dad is old farm boy, and he has a lot of brothers and sisters, and they always had a farm. But when I came along, I'm the baby of the family, and they were kind of out of the animal phase, and they were just more or less growing stuff. So I'm more familiar with growing stuff. So that's more where I'm at. All the chickens and the meat and all that's kind of new to me. So I don't know yet. I don't know.
Okay.
And Brianna has her hunter safety. Well, actually everybody has hunter safety, but Brianna has she's the hunter. Yeah, she's actually participated in the processing of the deer.
Pink camo.
So I think she can handle it too, but she just hasn't done chickens yet.
Yeah. So when you guys, obviously your kids are 14, 18, 20 now, when they were young, when they were our kids' age, like 2 and 4, really young, what did your guys, so were you a stay-at-home mom at that point?
No. We were talking about that too. When our kids were the same age as your kids, we were very young because we've been together since we were teenagers. So when our boys were 4 and 2, I was 23.
Yeah.
And you were 22.
Yeah.
So we were very young. And we were just winging it. But we were both working.
That's right. We were winging it. That's right.
And
we had no plan. We were not organized. We were just one day at a time.
Trying to pay the bills and feed the kids, and that was it. And it wasn't probably till a couple years later we started to try to figure out, okay, we gotta make some plans and make some changes.
Something had to give. I mean, there were couples that we knew that were pretty much just like we were, but they were doing so much better. And we were thinking like, what do we need to do? And we started looking at finances and seeing what we could do differently.
What came to a head, or were there fights, or what came to it to where you decided something's got to change with finances and we need to go down that road?
We couldn't eat.
Yeah.
I don't know. A fight. It just
I don't know if it was fights, but there were tense. I guess there were some low points where we were just down.
Yeah.
And it was just like, what do we do? I mean, you have a stack of bills, but you also have no food. So you're thinking, do we eat? Do we pay bills?
Yeah, I think we made a lot of mistakes. There was a time we had 2 car payments.
Yeah.
And that was a big mistake. But we just started to figure it out that wasn't.
Yeah, and back then when she was working and all, a big chunk of what we were earning was going into daycare and stuff, and it just like a lot of money was just going out in places that it did not need to go.
Yeah, I think we were part of that whole, the whole youth generation that. We were just kind of going with the flow. We just thought this is what you did. You both get a job and you both put your kids in daycare and you put them in school, and we didn't even know that there was any other option.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until we just got so stressed and frustrated we started thinking, well, what can we change? What can be different? So.
Any type of resources or anything that you guys use for your budgeting or finances?
Well, I think when we were younger, one of the first books I read came from Crown Financial Ministries, but now we give a lot of people, we recommend that they go see Dave Ramsey.
Yeah, that's good.
Whenever they're looking for information on how to start a budget, because a lot of the things that we did are very similar to what he does. Because we started with an envelope system, and we started, building some savings, and so it's just some basic things. We usually recommend people go to Dave Ramsey. We don't have any specific budgeting information out there. For one thing, we haven't been doing YouTube very long, and it's kind of navigating that whole how much information do you want to share, how much is private, how much is public. So we haven't put any official numbers out there. We just have kind of kept it general. But we do have a few videos on certain details like retirement, like different things with college, the different things we've done just with handling our finances. So.
more general things, but just being wise with your money.
Where you live, because
oh, that's a big one.
where
too.
we used to live in Maryland, the Washington D.C. area. It's very expensive.
Very expensive.
And here, we live currently in North Carolina, and it's much less expensive in the area of North Carolina that we live in. So
the dollar goes a lot further.
Going into that, what is your favorite thing you like to do with your family?
We do have older kids now.
yeah.
So
sometimes it's harder to
get everybody together.
Wrestle them all together. We did go to my parents' house 2 weeks ago, and we were all kind of in a compact car for 3 days.
I don't recommend that. That's not something.
In all seriousness, at a certain point, I kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Because we were forced to be together, so that was nice. So traveling is not too bad.
No.
We go to church together as a family.
Yeah, we have dinner together every night.
That's a big one. That's something that we've done faithfully since they were kids. No matter how busy the day gets.
But we do like to do fun day trips a lot. Like we do. Coming up, we'll go to the National Gingerbread Competition. We do that pretty much every year. We go to the Apple Orchard pretty much every year. Like we take certain day trips, and I think part of that is just being with homeschooling our kids. There are certain things that we've done growing up with them every year, and we just keep those traditions up as long as we can until one of them moves out, and then we'll eventually hopefully have grandkids and we'll drag them along too. It'll be fun.
And it becomes a nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
But it's nice. I mean, that to me, the traditions and little things like that, that's what family is. It's not that you do big things as a family, but that you're together and that you enjoy each other. Because like a day trip. I mean, what's big about a day trip? But it's just nice to be together. And it's harder and harder the older everyone gets.
We're thinking about Thanksgiving coming up, and I know you're busy with some Thanksgiving preparations with your channel and your Facebook group. But
what's your favorite meal together as a family?
I make a coconut chicken curry.
That's good. Yeah. No. I like the curry.
He loves the curry.
But it does.
Somebody is getting older.
Yeah. It gives.
It can't handle their curry anymore.
I can't handle my curry. I like it. It's good family time, but when the family goes, I'm left with the curry.
But everyone loves it. Everyone loves Asian food here. Although I did make a beef and broccoli that he likes a lot. That's not as spicy.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we like Asian food the best.
I like meaty, less spicy.
All right. Well, since we're talking about food and Thanksgiving, why don't you? Is there anything you want to tell people to go to as far as your resources that you're involved with? I guess a video series that might be coming up here with Thanksgiving.
So of course you can find us at The Fundamental Home. There's The Fundamental Home on YouTube and all the social media. Twitter, what else do we got? We got Instagram, Facebook, of course. So we're everywhere there. And then we have Frugal Family Food, which my friend Tangi and I mentioned we started that. And it's a Facebook group currently. We're building a website for that as well, so we'll be looking on that for the future. But right now, we are working on a pre-Thanksgiving marathon. Every day we're doing videos in the Frugal Family Food Facebook group, and we are sharing links to all the folks that are making great videos for the marathon, including White House on the Hill.
Heyo!
Hey, they're making a delicious meal for you, so you can check that out. But every day you'll find the links in the Frugal Family Food Facebook group, and we're doing giveaways every single day this week, giving you great stuff to be able to just make your Thanksgiving day a lot easier. So that's what we're doing. That's where you can find us. And we also have a couple of other groups, Frugal Family Life, and this one might be helpful to you in the future, Frugal Family Christmas, where we just help people. The goal of Frugal Family Food is helping families eat well on a budget. And Frugal Family Life is helping families live well on a budget. That's pretty much everything that's not food. And then Frugal Family Christmas is helping families celebrate well on a budget. So there's a lot of ideas to save on Christmas. So that's that.
Very good. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. Thanks for hanging out with us for a bit. We hope to do this again sometime. We like hanging out with you guys.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
All right, guys, we'll go check out their channel. We'll put all their links down in the description, and go check them out. Tell them we said hey from White House on the Hill. We are here with Amanda from the Fundamental Home, and we've got 5 rapid questions for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. If something doesn't work for your set of stuff, just let me know. We'll change it around.
Say pass.
Yeah, pass. That'll work.
Okay.
But you can't do it 5 times.